Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. You can fool all the people some of the time, and some of the people all the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. The philosophy of the schoolroom in one generation will be the philosophy of government in the next. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep on doing so until the end. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. Character is like a tree and reputation like a shadow. The shadow is what we think of it, the tree is the real thing. All that I am, or hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. Government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. The best way to get a bad law repealed is to enforce it strictly. Subscribe to this channel and enrich your knowledge with wise quotes. My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends? Marriage is neither heaven nor hell, it is simply purgatory. Important principles may, and must, be inflexible. No man is good enough to govern another man without the other's consent. No matter how much cats fight, there always seem to be plenty of kittens. Public sentiment is everything. With public sentiment, nothing can fail. Without it, nothing can succeed. A house divided against itself cannot stand. The things I want to know are in books. My best friend is the man who'll get me a book I ain't read. We should be too big to take offense and too noble to give it. I do not think much of a man who is not wiser today than he was yesterday. Don't interfere with anything in the Constitution. That must be maintained, for it is the only safeguard of our liberties. I care not much for a man's religion whose dog and cat are not the better for it. True patriotism is better than the wrong kind of piety. If you think you can slander a woman into loving you, or a man into voting for you, try it till you are satisfied. The way for a young man to rise is to improve himself in every way he can, never suspecting that anybody wishes to hinder him. I don't know who my grandfather was. I am much more concerned to know what his grandson will be. Common-looking people are the best in the world. That is the reason the Lord makes so many of them. I am rather inclined to silence. I was born and have ever remained in the most humble walks of life. Gold is good in its place, but loving, brave, patriotic men are better than gold. Everyone desires to live long, but no one would be old. I have great respect for the semicolon. It is a mighty handy little fellow. If there is anything that a man can do well, I say let him do it. Give him a chance. When I hear a man preach, I like to see him act as if he were fighting bees. Some single mind must be master, else there will be no agreement in anything. A living dog is better than a dead lion. Republicans are for both the man and the dollar, but in case of conflict the man before the dollar. I believe it is universally understood and acknowledged that all men will ever act correctly, unless they have a motive to do otherwise. I have talked with great men, and I do not see how they differ from others. Thanks for listening. Watch our other videos like this and enrich your knowledge.